I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but have you ever been listening to, let's say, R&B, right? And then you look at all the girls who are doing R&B, for example, even the guys, and all of them just somehow, by luck, all of them seem to just miraculously all be attractive. I don't know if you've ever noticed
conventionally
this,
attractive.
Sam.
Yeah,
Have you ever?
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's
especially
they're the only ones with good
conventional,
voices.
Right?
Run, 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 run the rhythm.
Nanza jela humu, la viliisha mapema. Mapenzi yashanidhulumu, maisha haya ya sinema. Kwani tutakula mapenzi tu, swali limenivua heshima. Ipo siku nitafaulu, na roho yangu mimi nitaikinga. Oh, ni salama, salama nawe. Napiga sala, na nainama, lazima niname. Mbinguni nafika, yashamwagika, na yatazoleka. Siwezi shindwa, so ni salama, salama nawe.
Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to episode 138 of the 30% podcast. I go by the name Afamefuna. My co-host goes by the name Sam, Jedediah, Are, and we are the 30% podcast, a podcast dedicated to Kenyan music where we talk about what's happening, what's popping, and we give you our insight from the perspective of two Kenyan music producers. Sam, what you up to? Actually, before you tell us what you're up to, I have a question for you. So I want to ask you this question. It's a philosophical-ish type of question.
Oh, fun.
It's actually a
let's
would
go.
you rather.
I love me some philosophy.
No, it's not philosophical.
Oh.
No. It's actually not philosophical like that.
Oh.
But like it's a would you rather. But would you rather are kind of like philosophical questions if you think about it. Anyway, would you rather be on death row for a crime that you did not commit,
No.
and the most important person in your life is free, but they committed the crime? So whoever the most important person in your life is, like maybe it's your mom who committed the crime, but you're on death row for that in her place. Or would you rather be free? No, wait, hold on. Or would you rather be free and the most important person in your life is on death row for a crime you committed?
If you commit the crime, you do the time. That's it, man. I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, you did something terrible. Listen, I love you with all my heart. I would bring you what do you call it? Commissary? I'll help you out. But you have to go sit down, man. Go sit and just think about, make better choices.
So you wouldn't be on death row on behalf of the most important person in your life?
That doesn't make sense. No.
Like if you had a child. So if you had a child, let's say you had a child, your only child.
See, I don't like this because it's going to make me sound terrible. It's going to make me sound terrible. I had an only child, and that only child decided to do. Okay, did this only child?
We're just asking the question.
No, did this only child? Did they caught he was out with a gang and it was annoying. He did the crime knowingly. It's not like something was pinned on him. He actually did it knowingly.
No, listen. We're not even getting into specifics.
No, you have to get into specifics because I'm not going to sit down on a very unspecific issue. I'm not going to lose my life for unspecifics. No, we have to get into specifics. No, listen. Hey,
wow.
you do the crime. So you do the time.
So you wow, really?
Yeah.
So which option would you rather then? So you'd rather the second one, somebody sitting in for a crime that you committed. You know, you only have two options here.
Only if I don't know about it. If I know about it, then yeah, I've done the time.
No, you know about it. You know about it. You know.
See, this will never happen in real life. Like if I've done the crime, I'm not just going to let someone. The guilt will kill me. Are you kidding me? Someone is on death row for something I did and I know about it, and I'm just sitting around. And it's someone who I know and love. That's not going to happen. The guilt will absolutely. I'd die before that person sits on that chair. I'll be done.
So essentially what you're saying is you'd rather the first option, which is sitting in for somebody who's important to you.
No. If they did the crime,
No, you only have two options, Sam.
Yo, this is
Sam, you only have two options.
This is
You're
the problem
so
with
stubborn.
would you rather, though. They're such imperfect scenarios. Like, it doesn't make much sense. They're such imperfect scenarios.
Yeah,
no,
because it's meant to put you on on the spot. That's why. That's why would you
it's
rather
putting me on two different spots at once.
Make you
That's not how this
uncomfortable.
works. That's not how this. No. Okay, what would you rather do?
That's
You
how
tell
would
me.
you rather. Oh, I would rather sit in for the person who I love, like who's the most important to me. Yeah, I'd take that charge, man. Oh, like if we're talking about the two options, like I'm not gonna like be free when I know somebody.
All right, let's
like who I love
Yeah.
is sitting in for
let's
me.
make this
Yeah,
interesting.
no.
You just won the lottery, $600 million.
Okay.
No one knows it but
Wait,
you.
million or billion? No, 600 million or billion. That's
Okay,
a big.
let's make it
that's a
let's
big,
make it a light 200 billion, just a light, very light 200, a
Easy,
very light
easy.
achievable 200
Right.
billion, right? So you just stumbled on that.
Okay.
Elon Musk just slid you a couple of dollars, right? And then
Okay,
that-
let's not make it Elon because I don't like that guy. But okay, 200 billion. I'm on board. I'm on board.
all right,
Uh-huh.
not Elon then. Pick a random Kenyan billionaire, and that your loved one commits a crime, and then you have to go sit down for it. But you can't give this money to them. It's either you spend it or it doesn't get spent at all. Are you still going to sit down, or would you prefer option
Wait,
two?
wait. What's your question?
No, would you
Wait,
you
I'm
still
getting
prefer
lost.
that
Wait,
option, or would you rather be outside and spend your money?
Hold on. So wait, I just want to get the question right. So I got 200 billion.
It's the same
Right?
scenario
And
you
the
asked me.
option is-
The only difference is you have
Yeah.
money. You just got 200 bill.
Oh, and I'm on death row for life.
Yeah.
I mean, death row is like that. I mean, yeah, death row is because I'm going to die. So it's not
you
for
don't
life.
get to use. They
Um,
definitely won't give you that to you. There's nothing you can buy in prison for that much. So, yeah, that money is just going to waste away.
And I can't pass on that money.
No,
I can't
it's
pass on that money to like,
you
my
can't.
loved
No,
ones.
if anyone else knows about that money, it's gone.
And I'm sitting in for something
Bro, just say you're going to be out. Stop all this.
Hold on,
Just-
wait. No.
It's okay.
no.
Just say you're going
so
to be
I'm
out.
sitting in. No, Sam, I'm sitting in for something that they did.
Yeah.
No. Listen,
See,
I'm
that's what-
spending that money, man.
I told you. You see,
No, I'm
so
spending the
all
money,
you need
man.
all you need to do is throw in some money, and it makes these choices way easier. Would you rather would be a lot easier if you just threw in some amount into it. That's crazy, but it's facts though. Thanks for being honest.
I'm so ashamed at how I've switched up, man. I'm so ashamed with myself.
Now we
Sam.
know what you value.
Look at you bringing me
if
shame.
you want Afam to do
Look,
anything
Sam,
for
look,
you,
no, look what you're doing.
DM him. DM
wow,
him with an amount, and it's
DM.
Yeah.
DM. Let's all
DM
make
me.
fun of Sam saying DM.
no, not after your moral
Anyway, Sam,
sleeping
how
up.
have you been? Have you what you been up to, man?
Yeah, I've been cool staying outside of the snow. Well, it's not snowing, but it feels like it. It's terribly cold. And I've just been chilling. Oh, on Wednesday, I was outside. The legendary Flyer was playing. Love Flyer. I think he's a very conscious musician. His lyrics are always laden with truth and activism and something
And meaning.
and meaning. Yes. So and he doesn't do much shows. So once I heard that he was out at the Beer District on this past Wednesday. So it was cool. I got there a little bit late just because I'm so sorry. I underestimated. I was like, okay, I'm going to go there and it's going to be light. I'm just going to find a spot. I got there and that place was packed. Flyer had everyone outside. It was such a cool thing to see though. Just seeing his growth, and then everyone who was rocking with him, singing his songs, word for word and everything. That was amazing. So shout out to him. So that's what I was doing. I tried to go out for that. I wanted to go out for Lisa and Chris Barr's, two musicians who I absolutely love. They had a show. I want to say maybe it was Thursday or Friday. I don't remember. I wanted to go for that, but I couldn't. I felt so bummed by that. But I'm just trying to go for more shows and see more artists outside, as well as DJs and whatnot. So yeah, that's really what I've been up to. Apart from that, nothing else interesting. I've been watching Married at First Sight. I don't know whether that's interesting enough. It's such an interesting show. Like it's
what is it about?
It's exactly what it is. Married at First Sight, where the first time it's reality. You meet your wife or husband for the first time when you're marrying them, and then you go on.
Hey, Sam, listen. Only one podcaster at a time is allowed to watch reality TV. We're giving this podcast
I don't watch a lot of reality
reputation.
TV. It's just Married at First Sight, it's Survivor, and it's Amazing Race. All the others are kind of ridiculous to me.
Yo, Survivor bangs, man. Survivor is actually low-key very underrated, man.
It's good.
Wait, I didn't know you were a Survivor fan.
I'm a huge Survivor fan.
I didn't know you were a Survivor fan.
Season.
Wait.
I stopped watching it though because it started making me feel bad because people are so vindictive. I feel negative energy when they just backstab each other and blindside. I just feel bad because it's like, why? And they're starving.
What was your...
starving, bro.
Wait, what was your favorite season? Well, real quick. What's your favorite season?
I don't know what my favorites... Oh, man. I might have to do some research.
Mine has to be season 20, Heroes versus Villains.
Mine is the one It's the one with
I
Poverty.
think that's what it was.
Do you remember Poverty? The legendary Poverty.
Parvati.
Sorry, not Poverty. Parvati, my bad.
I think that's season... I believe that's like season 16.
Yeah.
Something like that. My other favorite season, and then I promise you guys, this is a music industry podcast. But then I think my favorite season is the one for... What was his name? He was such a likable guy. He wore glasses. I found it. My favorite season was... I think it was the David versus Goliath season, because everybody loves a season where it's like about underdogs, like the people who get bullied in school versus the
it doesn't
people
matter
who are
though,
like
because
always the jocks.
they're going to end up getting switched up at some point.
I know. Like it's always so like it doesn't make sense like at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But Christian was my guy, bro. I was the biggest Christian fan. Like I don't know why. I really just resonated with his vibes. Like he was so cool. Anyway, enough about Survivor. More about me surviving New York. So what I've been up to is I know. I really worked on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I've been good listening to a bunch of music. As you guys might know, I have a series where I highlight music on my TikTok, and I've just been going down the rabbit hole, just finding artists and stuff like that, and it's so fun. I've actually been finding like some really, really dope, talented Kenyan artists, and I'm like, bro, why does this song have 1,000 views on YouTube? I'm like, this should be so much more. I found some guy called Mac Bruce. He's so fire. Like, shout out to him. These other guys, Supe and Denz, although they're starting to like really, really pop off. They had like a post on Nairobi Gossip Club. So it's just really fun. They have a song called Nico On that's like an Abanton song called Nico On that's like starting to like pop off. And I'm just like, it's so fun.
It's fun finding those gems, man. Like being one of the first in line.
Yeah, it's exactly just to like discover something amazing. Like I can't imagine like the first person who like, I don't know, listen to, let's say, Wadagli's, for example, and was like, yo, these guys are gonna pop off. Or like, you know, Toxic Lyrically, and you're like, yo, this is the future. And then he actually goes on to like become the biggest or one of the biggest artists of 2025. Like I just love that feeling of being there before something happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just kind of spent my whole
What's
week
your bag?
chasing that feeling.
Chasing
That's
the high.
definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm chasing the dragon, bro. That's my dragon right there, man. Actually, what does that mean? I feel like
Chasing
that saying has like
it has to do with it's
I feel like
rather
it has
used,
a dark feeling.
Yeah, it's more used in drug circles. Chasing the dragon is chasing the high, the first high you get when you take.
That's what it is.
And so you spend the rest of your life trying to chase that high, but you're never going to get there. That's why you do more and more, and you get desensitized to it. Oh, what did you think? What did you think it was?
I don't know. I just thought like dragons are epic. So
you thought they were talking about actual dragons.
I thought it was a saying.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I thought it was just dragons. Anyway,
No, it's not actual dragons.
So let's get into the podcast today. So there's a conversation I want to have with you, Sam. And so there's this producer. He's called Lizer Classic. I say this producer, but he's worked with Wasafi. And
He's like one of the biggest producers and engineers out of East Africa, I would say, but then mostly Tanzania.
In East Africa.
Yeah.
And he went on a posting spree on his story, kind of talking about the fact that nobody cares about your music unless you're popular. And he gave a few examples about how you could have the greatest music, but if you're not popular, people are not gonna flock around your music to listen to you. And he gave the example that a lot of the popularity that we see, like there's a lot that goes into it. Sometimes there's going to be somebody funding the popularity or funding just this conversation starters behind these artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Usually it might be a label and they'll take a percentage because, that's kind of how you get people to pay attention to you or just even indulge in your music. And I wanted to ask, do you agree with this? Like, do you think it's true? Like, nobody cares about your music unless you're popular. Does that actually hold any weight?
You just
for real?
with that question, I think you just triggered every artist everywhere, and just taking them flashbacks. They're having flashbacks, just crying, going back and listening to their older songs. I think it's true. I think it's very true. I think it's true because of how society functions. I think people are, when you live in a community, you tend to gravitate towards the community so that you can have some sort of acceptance, a feeling of belonging. And so it doesn't matter what you like individually. A lot of the times, of course, I think that's changed recently because people are there's a bigger story in terms of being yourself and being your true self, and that's something that has been pushed recently. But it doesn't matter what you like individually because it's like when you go for a show or you go, let's say you're hanging out with your friends and they pass you the aux and the song you've been vibing to the whole week, just having a blast, you have it on repeat numerous times, and then you play it and you get no reaction from I don't know if you've had those moments before. Absolutely no reaction from everyone, and it's just like, oh, okay, who is this? It's really cool. The feeling you feel inside is like, oh snap, like is there something wrong with my taste? And that's just how society
It's like you have been stabbed.
Stabbed
and they
like you
twisted the
betrayed
knife.
yourself. It's like you're not that cool anymore. And that's just how society is we tend to gravitate towards what other people think is cool. So when it comes to a musician, definitely, because music is it speaks to people individually and as community. And so there are times where you will not really get much attention because the individuals that you're speaking to are not part of the mass, or they don't belong to that whole group, musically at least. So it's only when the group gets wind of you, that's when everything starts to move. And meaning is only given to numbers, unfortunately.
Wait. So are you trying to tell me that that's what like the artists listening to this podcast need to start chasing? Because bro, there's only so much popularity can do for you. I know that's a difficult question, but how far can popularity really take you?
Well, popularity affects everything.
It does, but like we've seen some artists who have high popularity, but then not that much talent, and eventually it fizzles out. Unfortunately, popularity doesn't lend itself to longevity.
Yeah, unfortunately, the industry is not geared towards longevity anymore either way. So I guess it works for everyone. And they're actually looking for...
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's true.
They're actually looking... Like, if you think about it, like, the labels are not looking for stars anymore. They're looking for popular people. They're looking for people with numbers and traction. mostly on social media.
So they're just looking for a quick lick. They're looking for a quick lick.
Yeah. And now
that's
they're
it.
signing songs that blew up overnight with no intention of growing that artist and signing them for ridiculous numbers. And so it's just that popularity.
But in my opinion, that feels very, very short-sighted, though. I don't know.
Well, it's short-sighted from your point of view. From the label's point of view.
From my narrow perspective.
Yes.
From my itsy-bitsy perspective.
From your very ill-informed...
Wait. So are you trying to say that, like, for the label, it's just like these people are extremely replaceable? So, like, you can you go with what's hot for the next 6 months, then you find the next one for the next 6 months, then you find the next one for the next 6 months, and you just keep on surviving that way.
That's the thing. I don't even think the labels are they're thinking about who can we replace. I don't think they're not thinking about the person. They're thinking about what that person can do. And so it's like, this is hot right now. Let's get a contract ready and cash in. And then it's like really quick investments. So they're not investing in people, they're investing in moments and songs. And so now, as an artist, if your song isn't popular, you have a very small chance. Now that trickles down to like the indie artist level, the artist who's just starting out. Because again, you could post all you want to post on social media and everything, but then the moment a DJ plays, let's say you're doing EDM, the moment a DJ plays that Afro house joint that you made, and because of the nature of the dance floor, right? And people hear the song and it just came at the right time. The DJ slotted it in right after that pre-banger and slotted in your song. And now everyone is vibing to it. Now the Shazams go up and all of a sudden you have a hit on your hands. That song has been out for a year, right? It's been out for a year, but no one knew it. Now, and that's when people really start rocking with you, and that's when all the opportunities come in. Before that, I'm pretty sure some of these artists like Sophie and Zhao and them, they were releasing music before. But the moment they got that hit and they became uber popular, that's when now the phones start buzzing. It's terrible, but it's the nature of society.
No, but that's super annoying to me. So are you trying to say like song X could... So let's talk about song X in the context of two separate futures, or two separate timelines. So song X could have been released and it just did absolutely nothing. But then the same song X could have been released and then for some reason goes viral or gets popular, and the same song gets treated completely differently just because of how people are perceiving it.
Different. Yeah, because of how people took it. That's happened
or the
too.
Context in which they
Yeah, that's happened to where artists have re-released music. They've released song, maybe taken off a verse and maybe redone one verse a little bit, or switched the hook around and done something, and then they release the same song that did not do well. Then all of a sudden it blows up, and now everybody's like, bro, this is the most amazing thing. So much so that they go back and delete the old one and completely get rid of any trace of it. But that's just because it was accepted. Now that it's accepted, now all of a sudden that song has worth, which is ridiculous.
Okay, but I disagree. I disagree with the sentiment that. So for me personally, I think yes, what Liza Classic is saying is true. Like, popularity is the thing that sells, or no one cares about your music unless you're popular. But I think that's a pathway that only ends in tears, because that popularity only lasts for so long. And then after that, you're finished, you're done, and people will move on to someone else. So me personally, I would say as an artist, like, I think it's better to chase longevity than it is to chase popularity. Because yeah, fine, you can get the hit song today, or not even the hit song. You can make the viral TikTok that makes you super popular today. But generally, how long are you gonna be able to keep that? Yeah, how long are you gonna be able to keep up that attention? And then what happens to your music once that attention fades away? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's better to invest in your music and then just figure out a way where like the popularity and the music kind of like intersect and you start doing well. Because honestly, it just ends up in tears. Like you see the likes of, and I know this is not a Kenyan example, but like Ice Spice, bro.
Where is she, bro? Where did she go? What happened to Ice Spice, by the way?
What's Ice Spice doing today? And she gets so much hate nowadays anytime she releases music, because it's just like this shit is trash or whatever. But everybody used to hype her up
music.
like when she used to release music.
Yeah, it's the same music, same bars,
and the problem
everything.
is no, but the problem is, but Sam, the problem is the same people who hyped you up during your popularity phase are the same people who are gonna shit on your music when the popularity isn't like.
Those are the sheepiest of the sheep, honestly. Those people are they're the worst. They're the ones who, like when a wolf shows up, they run into the middle of the pack so that they don't get eaten first. That's sheep mentality. It's terrible. Popularity has very negative. Popularity in music, I guess, has very negative. Not negative, sorry. It has a bunch of cons. Number one, not all good music is popular, right? Sometimes people choose just the most ratchet music for
facts
and makes it popular. And that, of course, would now affect the field, because if the labels are controlling everything and they look at that kind of music as, all right, this is really what's selling, then they're going to start telling their bigger artists to go towards that. We've seen that a lot in the industry where artists have come out saying that the label forced them to do something that they were not comfortable with. And it's just all in the name of, all right, this is what the people are. And big artists go through that too. It's not just a smaller artist because popularity is equals to money. That's the direct translation. So they end up just compromising, and it's terrible. And as a new...
But I think... Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just gonna say, like, I feel like the what the music industry does in chasing popularity, it really limits just how broad and diverse the music industry could be.
Yeah,
because like you see, and this is something that I've talked about before, about just how, I don't know if this is gonna be controversial, but have you ever been listening to, let's say, R&B, right? And then you look at all the girls who are doing R&B, for example, even the guys, and all of them just somehow, by luck, all of them seem to just miraculously all be attractive. I don't know if you've ever noticed this,
conventionally attractive.
Sam.
Yeah,
Have you ever?
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's
especially conventional. Right? Like it's such a weird like observation I've made. Like there's no way all of these people just are like, all of them seem to just be conventionally attractive just like that.
That's really horrible. There's no way, too. Unless it's terrible.
Unless it's something that the music industry is intentionally doing, because let's face it, being attractive is linked to popularity. If you're attractive,
people want to click more. They have a higher tolerance for you.
People want to interact with you way more.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? And it's so stupid in my opinion, because, and I don't know if this is a mean thing to say, non-conventionally attractive people make good music too, right?
They also have talent.
But it's true. There's talent. There's talent there, man.
That's something that only exists in the... Is that something that only exists in the female industry? I do think they do that for men as well. No,
it doesn't, but it's way more prevalent in the female.
Yeah.
In the female,
well, we know that because of just how how females tend to be the face of beauty in the world. So,
but it's stupid in my opinion, man. Like, because most of the non-conventionally attractive like artists end up either just being left behind as like songwriters. Yeah. And they still get to the back
so sad,
sure,
bro.
Right?
That's so sad.
But
that's crazy.
But then also the non-conventionally attractive artists need to do way more, because let's be honest, there's still people who aren't like heralded as conventionally attractive, who still like break the mold and do very well. But they have to be
incredibly talented.
like supremely talented to really, really break the mold and like do something that's crazy, you know what I mean? Or have this longevity. Like you have to be like really insanely good to do that at the same time. And it just sucks, man. Like, I don't know. This whole popularity thing and then it being attached to fashion or looks and this and that and the third.
What would you advise to an artist? Let's say you have you have a label, you have a new artist, and they're kind of going through this dilemma of trying to make popular music versus trying to stay true to themselves. Goodness, what would you advise them? What are you trying to, or rather, what type of mentality would you try and build up in a young artist to be able to navigate through?
Well, number one, you always have to stay true to yourself. Otherwise, you will get extremely burnt out. Like, they will reach a point where you just cannot keep up the facade.
Yeah.
So you always have to be true to yourself. You know what I mean? And we see this happen all the time where artists, like, they jump out of the gate being super weird and different and quirky just to gain attention.
Yeah.
And then once they get the success, they kind of revert to their default settings, i.e. Billie Eilish, for example. You know, we saw how she popped off and then after that whole hype and that whole phase,
she
kind of went back to
sad
like
Billie.
what she's actually like. Yeah, what she's actually like, which you know, I really like both versions of Billie Eilish, right? So you always have to stay authentic. J. Cole usually, he had an interview where he said the music industry requires you to give before you can take.
Yeah.
And that's also wise, but to a certain extent. He's like, back in when he started out, he used to like kind of feed into the stereotype of hip hop and wear chains and be outside with all the girls and in the parties and all that stuff, because that's what people wanted to see. And then once he got to his level of success, he went back into himself. He grew out his dreads and
bought a bike.
He started riding his bike around. He started riding his bike around New York. Like, and that's who he actually is.
Have you run into him out there?
He gave the industry what it. No, not yet. I will.
So if you do, tell him I make beats.
Sam, it's crossed my mind. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, Sam, but I will tell him I make beats first.
No, bro, you have to put your friend down before you. What kind of... There's no loyalty in this world, man. Like, I asked first. I have dibs on J. Cole.
No, I'm loyal to you, but like I will ask him about
I have dibs
your
on J. Cole.
beats second.
I have
sorry,
dibs on J. Cole, bro.
But
if I was out there, I'd say Alpha makes beats
no.
before I say I make beats. What kind of friend are you, bro? This is crazy.
That is just human nature, man. Anyway,
that's cap as well, because
but it has crossed my mind.
My beats first.
Yeah, because you do the same. Anyway, it's crossed my mind if I'd run into him. But anyway, the point is, yeah, to some extent, you do have to give the industry what it wants before you can take what you want from it.
Yeah.
But you see, there's a line there, because how much do you want to give the industry? And that's where your morals kind of like come into question, because you can go down a deep, dark road if you're just giving the industry everything it wants.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's a conversation for another day. That can get very deep.
And I guess just on my point, just to wrap up, so we shouldn't always demonize popularity, because popularity is really what takes like small artists to the big stage. Like once your music becomes popular, then you can earn off it. So I think it just depends on what popularity is being used for. If it's being used for like a quick lick, and just getting some quick money or whatever, then that's when it feels like you're cheapening the art. But then if you're actually working, and
I think we do not. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt, but like I do think we need to demonize it, because unfortunately, it's the former, not the latter. Because most times, or more often than not, it's used for the quick licks.
Can we say that
used for the surface level or short-sighted like goals?
But all the small artists who end up becoming big,
do agree with
become big because of popularity. So without it, you don't really have much. It's a catalyst to the next level, I guess.
So I guess then what you're saying is like, who is using popularity as a tool, because most times when the machine is using it, it's nefarious. But I don't know. I'm still torn. Nefarious. I'm still torn though. I feel like I still wish good music would shine through because it's good, not because the artist is popular.
Yeah, nope, not when money is involved.
Me, I guess.
Nope. Hey, if you're a small artist, don't worry about popularity. Just worry about making good music. Worry about making good music and just keep making good music. And at some point, someone will like it so much that they'll share it with their friend, and that friend will like. There's a point where your music just starts to live, and it just gets life. It becomes alive, and that's when you get traction. But you have to keep stressing until then. So, and that's words to everyone, including myself. Yeah.
Words to live by. Yeah, I was asking, do you want to talk about some popular artists who happen to have a show in France?
Yeah, but this might be the 70th time in a row we're talking about Bien, but then Bien was out there having a show in France. Matata, who were actually present in they showed up one of the days for the
beat camp.
The beat camp, yeah, they showed up on one of the days, came, and then they were really rocking with some stuff. Then they had to leave. And then I guess they went to France. They didn't come back, but yeah, they were supposed to return in the evening. Okay. Artists do that a lot. Oh man, we're really rocking with this, man. This is crazy. This is crazy.
And then they went to
and
France.
Then they leave,
the next
and then
time
they don't come back.
You saw them like in front of a crowd.
Yeah, like, yo, bro.
Like, what?
We were working on a song. I thought you were going to come down and lay vocals. I thought you said that this one resonated the most with you. But anyway, so they were out there. Sold their show out, which is great. That's good news, isn't it, for us?
Wait, sorry to interrupt you, but artists need to stop doing that. Artists always be in the studio sessions with each other saying, yo, this shit is astronomical, man. Yo, we need to tap in
this is the
time,
one. Yo,
bro.
we
Like,
got one, bro.
We
got one, man. This is a hit.
Yeah. Bro, whole time they know in their head we're never working on this song ever again.
They're just trying to make the producer, because producers are very, we're very fragile beings. Our feelings must be protected. Oh
yeah, producers were so sad. Producers were just like, yo, oh my god, I have a song with this guy. All time this guy doesn't care about that song. Sorry, go ahead.
At all, doesn't care. But anyway, just lie to me, please. So they were out there. Sold out show. That's a good show too. If I'm thinking like Bien and Matata is a really good show. Do they? I don't want to be wrong, but do they have a collaboration together?
Yeah, it's called Mpishi. It came out 2 months ago. Yeah, it's a hit. It's a hit.
Having a collaboration together, I'm sure they're out there performing that song, and it's just cool. It's cool. I love to see sold out shows from Kenyan artists who are not necessarily based out. Okay, well, no, Matata is based out there though. Based out in Norway. That's Bien is based here.
Yeah, Norway. I knew it was one of those Scandinavian. But hey, I was saying the interesting thing about France is, bro, France is really tapped into like African music. Like they are really, and then I guess it's because a lot of Africans are out there.
Well, that's one half of the joke. The other half is not so.
Okay, colonialism does have a part to play in this, because hey, you look at the France, like the French national team, and it's a bunch of Africans, right? Yeah. So yeah, there is an undeniable link between African music and France, and yeah, I like it. I like the fact that they're out there. I hope they're really collaborating with the artists out there as well, because there is definitely a market for African music in France. I'm telling you all right now, because I was just watching people out there for the Fête de la Musique, and a lot of them were consuming a lot of like Lingala, that Coupe de Calais sound. Like, bro, that stuff out there is so massive. There's another song that goes wee. Okay, I know.
Goodness.
know I sound crazy right now.
Oh my gosh.
But that song
That was
is
horrible.
so good,
And no one
bro.
would know
it's like
Shazam wouldn't pick that up at all.
Bro, no, Shazam would pick that
It
song up,
wouldn't.
bro. It's so catchy. Yeah, the song the song is called Bandit by this girl group called Holly G. And the song, well, in brackets it's called Wee Wee Wee. It's so catchy. But that's the sound out there. So I'm trying to see some Kenyans hop on this sound as well. So I don't know, maybe we might hear Bien. We might hear Bien.
The question though is that would French music work here? We're always talking about whether or not our music would work outside. But then, like, is there a chance for the reverse? Like, if they collaborate, if either Bien or Matata or all of them collaborate with a French artist, like, will it do well here?
I think it would. Because I mean, I know this isn't necessarily like French music, but I know a lot of French artists have also hopped on like the compa wave and everything. And that's starting to like make inroads into the Kenyan industry, from people like Kina Bien to Benso, etc. So, and Hendrik Sam has been a big proponent of making compa like a more mainstream sound. So yeah, I'm definitely sure that like people would be open. Like people are beginning to be open to like these different like avenues of like African music that's not just Afrobeats.
Yeah.
So definitely see a future where like this, and if anything, I'm all on the wave, man. I've already started making like some
Wait,
like
are you doing compa music
stuff? Like
are you making compa?
Not compa, no, not compa, but like just like the Afro trap stuff that's been happening. No, but I can't. Are you trying to say that I can't? Are you trying to challenge me?
I'm just trying to say I
can't.
can't see it. I can't see Afam in the studio saying, today we're going to make a compa beat.
But I can if I wanted to.
I can if I wanted to, but you won't. You would never wanted to. You would never wanted to. That's the thing. On your own.
Do you wanna bet?
Yes.
I
let's
can
bet.
if I wanted to.
Let's bet. If you make a compa beat and it's fire, I will go on social media and no, I'm not going to put myself.
No. I was so locked in because
this is a nice
no. That's so boring, bro. I was actually so ready, but I was already thinking about how I'm going to do this. Please give me a good.
Oh no, man. What could be okay? You know what? You choose. Choose something that would happen if you actually make a compa beat. But we need to raise the stakes because you can just make a compa beat. Like we need to raise the stakes.
If I make a good compa beat, right? You have to go on social media. Okay. Actually, but we need people to like judge if the beat is actually good, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
This is the forfeit.
There has to be other people involved. It just can't be
that's
me,
fine.
Because I'm just going to say
that's
terrible.
fine.
So
we can even leave it. We can leave it out to our like the people who listen to the podcast. Here's the forfeit. We have to make a video. So if I make the beat and people think it's good, Sam, you have to make a video saying Afam was right. And Sam was wrong. Alternatively, I'll do the same. If the beat is trash, I have to make a video saying Sam was right. And we give no context on that video. We're posting it on our story, on your Instagram story. And all I have to say is I'll do a video and I'll say Sam was right.
All right.
And Afam was wrong. And that story will be posted either on will be posted on our own personal social media, our own personal Instagram, and also the podcast Instagram. Deal?
I really shouldn't have gone down this road. This is
virtual
terrible.
handshake.
But it's cool. It's cool because not to say I don't believe in you, but
virtual handshake. Virtual handshake. Bet. And what's the timeline?
What's the timeline? How many tutorials do you need to watch?
Oh my god. I just need.
How much time do you need to watch your tutorials?
Give me a week. Give me a week.
All right. Deal.
By the time, okay, no, actually, by the time we're releasing the episode after this one. So give me till Wednesday, the
139.
Wednesday the 16th of July.
All right.
Bet. Deal. It's done. It's done. Oh my God, Sam, you're going to be so embarrassed. I feel so embarrassed for you already.
No, don't just jump to victory. You've not even made it yet. Don't jump to victory.
I feel
and it
so
has to sound compa.
you.
We are not making some underground alt compa.
Yeah,
it has to be compa.
I'll make a proper compa. I'll make a proper compa one. Oh my God, this is such a slam dunk. Oh my God, Sam. Right. Wow. Anyway.
Hey, listen, some engagement farming. I want you guys should also go and listen to all the music Afam produced and then tell me if you think he's going to be able to do it.
Bet. Do it. A lot of people doubted me. People didn't know I could make Gengetone or Abantone or whatever. And I did. So watch this space.
Yeah,
anyway.
The compa is slightly different to Gengetone and Abantone. But all right, cool. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Shout out to Matata. Shout out to Bien out there doing their thing.
And shout out to me winning in the future. Do you want to...
Yo, we're talking about other artists and now here you are.
All right. New music, Sam. And yeah, man. Do you want me to start or should you? Actually, let me start. Let me start with what I listened to. I listened to a song called Lazy by I Foolish featuring Blue and Genesis. It's just kind of interesting to see Genesis in conjunction with Kina I Foolish, but hey, he held his own. So, well, actually,
wait, why?
The song came out. He's a Kilimani. Well, some people will say he's a Kilimani rapper, but he's not really a Kilimani rapper because he doesn't do the Kilimani rapping thing. But like, yeah. Anyway, the song came out a while ago, but the video was shot recently, so I watched that. And I just wanted to shout it out. There was Kankare by Father Mo and Jofes. Bro, I feel like Jofes releases music every single week, so that guy is just in the studio cooking.
Boy's busy.
Yeah, all the time. And then there was Gal Toto by Mbuzi Gang and Fena. Yeah, I feel like Father Mo, Mbuzi Gang, like, bro, like I hear them every single week. They release music all the time, which is a good strategy, I guess, because like you get, like, people will hear you or have you in front of their faces like all the time. But the drawback is sometimes it can get fatiguing. Anyway, shout out to them. I listened to Back to Back again, Jofes and Johnny Benz. I listened to Karibia Kidogo by Mudoka. Shout out to him. And the last song I want to shout out is Around by 34 Brick, Maurugwash, and Only Mo. Yeah.
Fire. I went, like, the first thing I went to listen to was Healing by Okello Max. Actually, I want to say it is... Okay, I'm not even going to say it. Healing by Okello Max. 15 songs, which is... I don't know if that's long for a Kenyan artist. 15 songs. But yeah, it was interesting. Some interesting production on there. And him just doing his thing. I need to listen to it again for something to really stick. I feel like I'm still maybe getting used to him and probably still getting used to his music. But yeah, a couple of artists on there. Brida is on there. Vijana Barubaru on there. Iwaya Tajiri, Watenda Willie, Mordecai Dex, producers like Wodomolo, Hendrik Sam.
Wodomolo.
And Run, who has been popping up a lot more. But yeah, shout out to him. I'll definitely be listening to that a little bit more. And Mudoka released Karibia Kidogo, which is very R&B. It almost sounds like a Njerai song. Sounds like a Njerai song, but I guess it's produced by Njerai's main collaborator, Kobby. Shout out to him. Also doing a lot of work. Ochiko, Mbithi, and Jopi. Jopi the chef released Mama Milka, which is, I think it is a protest song.
It is.
If I'm not wrong. But it's sounds like party vibes. So yeah, they managed to blend those two. Speaking of protest songs, Ben Soul and Hendrik Sam teamed up to release War. I like some of the melodies. I like the seriousness with which he brought it. There's just a lot of activist music going around. So yeah, shout out to him. That might be it. I wasn't as diligent this week. I mean, I skimmed through a couple of stuff, but not much I can mention. Or not much that resonated with me. Let me save myself. Not much that resonated with me.
So listen, Afam was just, on YouTube, as you do, just watching videos. And then I see Ochungulo family dropped a song. I was like, all right, they have a video. Let's see. They've been releasing music consistently in 2025. So I was like, let me click play, because I like what they do when they release music. And then I was like,
yep.
Hold on a minute. Like, this is different. Why is this? One, it's Afrobeats. Two, it sounds so clean and like polished. I was like, what is going on here? But I was so thrown off, man. But then I was like, yo, this is fire. Like, it kind of shows the just the level of, what's the word? Not malleability. What's the word when somebody is able to do multiple things?
Malleability.
Sam, please help me here. English is tough.
The level of adaptability.
The adaptability. Not adapt. Is it adaptability? Okay, the range. Let's just say the range. The range that Ochungulo family have. The range. And it was just actually such a breath of fresh air to see them doing something like super like different. And I was just like, yo, that's kind of crazy. I was pleasantly surprised, and I think they did a good job. So man, for the end of the podcast, I definitely wanna play Mazone Wamejaa by Ochungulo family and Tenko.
Man a bad man. Vitu unadai zikikom, vitu unadai zina form, vitu zikikam zimekrom. Tumechase back analog, tunalog on digital, vitu idol. Wakitry kutuchase tuko on, from morning to dawn, tunaenda na wave. Nina skill dead, nina kill to my waves za mangwest, hawaezi rest. A good mood. Leo lazima tuwachape, tuwapige some wood. Now let them anaishi wape, shame checking my hood. Kwani salamu shingape, mic check 1 2. Uko bubungu kwa pakwachi, kwa mabungu unabishana na magwash, na kwa la kunyendo unazunda malagwash. Hauna mbogine unatembega na cash. Crime pays date mtoyo wa DCI, namfungia kaflings kwa kitanda ya miyai. Aseme I hate aseme ni AI, apande mitika wangari madhai. Vitu unadai zikikom, vitu unadai zina form, vitu zikikam zimekrom. Tumechase back analog, tunalog on digital, vitu idol. Wakitry kutuchase tuko on, from morning to dawn, tunaenda na wave. Nina skill dead, nina kill to my waves za mangwest, hawaezi rest. Na hakuna haga yako na yona kitini TP na brandani nikaiko na LED venye wana excel nika unajua ICT Ice Cube anachemsha iced tea
Una PlayStation ndani ya police station. Wana serve mrenda na tuko VIP section. Aviator ni tuition ya aviation. Composition na insha kwa comment section. Deliver food nyoni kukule kwa sofa. Streetwise tu naongezeka soda. Kuna venye leo nakaa pinyada. Sijui ni nini kwa ndani panaitaka.
Mpoa amebeba masianda. She's a big girl ananga wana. Nampenda siwezi kumkana. Ka brown skin toka Turkana. Sitatel. Ukinipea sitatel. For long nimekuwa dry spell. Mpoa mimi napenda unavyo smile.
That was Mazone Wamejaa by Ochungulo family and Thenko. And yeah, man, shout out to them. That was actually tough. That was a dope listen. W video. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's episode 138, Sam. That was a great episode we just did right there. If we do say so ourselves. And so why are you leaving me on the ledge? Why are you leaving me on the ledge like this? I hate
because sometimes you just be stepping out of the ledge thinking I'm walking behind you. Nah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be, bro.
No, anyway, go see the scenes by yourself, man. I'm back here.
Oh my God. If you're new to this podcast, I usually like to end the podcast with the 3 C's. And this is sort of like a mantra I've devised for myself to kind of follow as I go on this path of being in the music industry. The first C is confidence. You have to be confident in your work. That's what people will see first, and that's what's going to convince them to listen to your music. Number 2 is consistency. You have to be consistent. In this period of just in 2025, so many people are releasing music. If you're not consistent, you're just going to get left behind. So always try to be consistent in both how you're releasing music and also how you are creating it. Because the more consistently you are making the music, the better you'll be. And number 3 is craft. Always work on your craft. Always strive to improve. Watch tutorials, read something, read a publication, watch somebody on TikTok talking about the new way to, I don't know, make beats or do vocal warm-ups or something, just try and work on your craft a little bit. You don't have to spend a lot of time. You can spend 5 minutes literally, and that could be the difference between you making it and you not, because those 5 minutes every day really amount to a lot of time. So those are the 3 C's. And the 4th C is crime is not good, and let's all strive to stay within the anyway, Sam,
all right, guys, we will catch you guys in episode 139. That was Afam, and
that was me.
I don't know what's going on with bro,
and that's Sam saving me. So we will see you on episode 139.
That was yikes.